magnificent shot.
By 1996, Tendulkar had overtaken Mohammad Azharuddin as the leading scorer in one-day internationals, in 62 fewer innings than Azharuddin.
He's been the one batsman that has dominated this sort of era, and I think he may go on to dominate eras to come as well, depending on how long he can play for. He's been superb. He's dominated one-day cricket especially.
There we go, and he set it straight down the ground for 4.
He's rewritten the history books. He's done absolutely brilliantly all over the world, and you just have to look at him, and he's clearly one of the all-time legends.
And this is 50. Good knock by young Tendulkar.
I've never seen Sachin sort of struggle against any particular kind of bowlers apart from Ashley Giles for some reasons, or Ray Price. And yeah, that's really his greatness, that he's perhaps the most wholesome batsman of his age. You know, Lara and Tendulkar are the two greats of the era, but Lara has had ups and downs, which Sachin never has.
Gone. Outstanding shot from Tendulkar.
'96 also saw Tendulkar assume the Indian captaincy. He began with an emphatic home series victory against Australia. But by 1998, India was struggling, and Tendulkar's form had tapered off. It seemed as though the burden of captaincy was weighing heavily on him.
There's a saying in India that God gives you everything and keeps something himself. Now, to judge a captain, I believe you've got to be in the side. You've got to be around the squad, you've got to be in the side to make a judgment on someone as a captain, because there's so many elements involved in the final outcome of the game. But I thought he was too stressed as a captain. I spoke to him around that time as well, and I could sense he was very stressed in that role, and it's just started at some point to take a toll on his batting. So maybe he was just destined to be a great batsman and not be among the all-time great captains, but if you're destined to be as good a batsman as he is, then everything else pales anyway.
Relieved of the captaincy, Tendulkar again found form. Between March 1998 and July 1999, he made 10 one-day centuries and 5 test match centuries. Tendulkar himself nominates consecutive innings against Australia in Sharjah in 1998 as his finest one-day performances.
I think the one at Sharjah, 143 against Australia, that was a tremendous knock. I mean, a game before that he scored 134. The finals he scored 143 and brought victories for India in both those games, and let me tell you, single-handed wins those were. Sharjah wicket wasn't very easy to bat on, and the Australians scored heavily against India. And this little champion goes in and scores those hundreds, that two big ones that gave India the victory. I think I would rate those 2 innings as his best in one-day internationals.
Azharuddin was sacked as captain after India's poor performances in the 1999 World Cup, and Tendulkar again took over. Again he began well, but India was overwhelmed by Steve Waugh's Australians. After losing another 2 tests against South Africa, Tendulkar again relinquished the captaincy.
I don't think captaincy comes naturally to Tendulkar. I don't think he's a leader of men. He's always been this, young kid, tremendously talented, who should be playing for somebody else. Somebody else takes care of everything, and you just go out there and bat for us and get us those 350, 400 runs.
At home against Australia in 1998, Tendulkar faced Shane Warne on a turning wicket and made 155 not out.
One of the things I found remarkable about Tendulkar is that you can't define him by one stroke. You know that Lara has a couple of strokes, Ponting has his pull, and then a lot of players have a signature strokes. Tendulkar doesn't have a signature strokes because he plays all the strokes almost equally beautifully. Of course, my favorite stroke would be the back foot cover drive that he plays, on his toes and hit the ball on the up. That's a rare talent.
In early 1999, India and Pakistan played a test series on Indian soil for the first time in 12 years. After being dismissed for naught in the first innings, Tendulkar was at the crease as India crashed to 5 for 82, chasing 271 to win. He went on to make one of the great test match centuries.
Tendulkar is just, watching him bat, everything is right. I can't think I've ever seen him play a duff shot. You know, you see batsmen get it wrong every so often, and maybe they just don't read the conditions, but with Tendulkar, he just gets it right every time. It's like he's read the script.